Hello, comicbookmovie.com. This is Hybrid0027, and today I'm kind of do a analysis slash breakdown of the Avengers trailer extended version that went on Facebook after the Super Bowl version. That was much shorter, or not really much, but quite a bit. And it's understandable because it's a lot of money to be on a Super Bowl ad, so it's actually really smart marketing on their part to be like, hey, go to Facebook and see an extended version. So yeah, talk about the main parts of the trailer. I'll post some links up in this video. Click on them to go to the different parts and everything. And yeah, so give you a while to click on the links and enjoy. Okay, so for this picture right now, it shows Iron Man and the Mark 7 armor, the new armor for the film. Kind of the more battle armor compared to a more all-purpose armor that the other suits seem to be. And this shows Iron Man firing at projectiles, UFOs, so to speak, since they are currently unidentified. You can't identify them. There you go. And they're flying objects. So you can see three of them clearly, like right under Iron Man's right arm. And then Iron Man shooting, I'm guessing he shot at one of them, made them explode. But interestingly enough, you see a portal, kind of like a hole in the sky, which I believe is kind of like a gateway, similar to the one that seemed to be open at the end of Captain America when Red Skull had the Cosmic Cube and everything. And if you look closely, in there, it seems like it's either ships or maybe like planets or something like that. Something similar to what was shown when Red Skull used the Cosmic Cube. So I do think this is a different, like either very far away in like the universe, or it's from one of the 9 realms or something like that. Because the energy beam that's coming down, well, there's actually 2 beams. There's one wide beam, which I'm going to focus on, which makes me think of 2 things. The first thing it makes me think of is the similar kind of gateway beam that was used in Thor, where that allowed the Asgardians to come to Earth. And the second thing it makes me think of is some sort of weapon, because obviously it's coming from something. And I don't have the screenshot with me, but if you saw the trailer, it seemed as if like a mothership or something was shooting the beam down. So, and then there's also a smaller beam coming seemingly from the same area, which I think is just like a laser beam from one of the ships, something like that. And I have another picture where I'll talk about that more. But what I get from this picture is essentially what I just said. And move on to the next picture now. Okay, so this picture, it shows the aliens kind of coming off of either a like ship platform thing or a creature. And a lot of people think this is a Leviathan. That's how you pronounce it. And I can actually see how it could be that, as you kind of have some scaly features there, some like spikes, maybe like a fin or so right there. But then it also gets me thinking that this might be a ship, because looking at it, it seems like there's obviously a lot of aliens jumping off of it. But obviously if you look closer at it, it seems like on the sides, those are just more of the aliens, kind of like maybe a big like transport ship. So honestly, it does make me think that this might just be like a big transport ship that looks like it. And the reason I say that is because if it's the giant sea monster I'm thinking of, one, there should be some like waterish wetness to it, and 2, I don't think there's any of the aliens even going to be around it to the point where it's like on it or jumping off of it. Because if there's a giant sea monster, you're gonna get out of there. Like I don't see anybody wanting to fight that or being near it while it's fighting. So that's just my thoughts. Also, if you look over like the top right corner of the picture, it seems as if there's like some purplish orb, maybe like a generator power source of some kind. So that's an interesting thing to note. I'm not sure if it's a part of this main object here, but if it is, that could be a key way of like kind of showing that this is not the sea monster. And also another reason I don't think it's a sea monster is because even though the trailer is like a minute long or so, I don't think they would show that many interesting scenes. Like I think maybe Marchish, early April, maybe that time, they're gonna maybe show the sea monster briefly, but I feel like it's gonna be like the Kraken. They're gonna build up to it. It's gonna be one of those things that they want you to go see the movie to see it fully. Except for I doubt they're gonna make it as quick as a defeat or scene as the Kraken was in Clash of the Titans. But that's just my opinion on it. To me, it seems more like a transport ship, as there are many aliens jumping off of it. It seems, and or like kind of sitting on it, and yeah. So that's just my opinion on it. Also, it is moving. It seems in one direction, which if this was like the tail or something of a sea monster, it wouldn't be like moving forward or something like that. It'd be moving like sideways or something like it's wagging its tail, so to speak, if it's a serpent-like beast. And it also would be on the floor, most likely. That's just my opinion, so don't take this literally. Take it with, as it's been said, a grain of salt. Okay, so this next picture is a picture of the so-called aliens. The things about them that is obviously quite easy to point out: they are not Skrulls, they are not Kree. The director of the film, Joss Whedon, I think that's how you pronounce his name, said that Skrulls, Kree would not be in this film. And supposedly various sources with like the toy lines or whatever say it's a new alien race that is like the Skrulls, called the Redacted, which I find hard to believe, as if they were gonna get a race like the Skrulls, they could just, like, they borrowed so much from the Ultimate Comics, it makes sense they just use the Chitauri. Except if they do make a whole new alien race, I do not think this is the alien race. I think these might be like some frost giants or like trolls or like dark elves or something like that, like something from one of the 9 realms that Loki could manipulate. And the reason I say that is because, it's no secret, like, aliens have been confirmed to be in the movie, but there is no secret that they obviously do not want things to be leaked out. And I feel like this is not the aliens. Like, these are the creatures that were, or aliens, whatever. I just call them creatures now. These are the creatures that were basically shown jumping off the ship or sea monster, whatever, which makes me believe that they're nothing important, really. These are not the things that were using the flying UFO devices, which, honestly, to me, those are the important people right now. If you want to find the alien species, find them. And if there's any alien species that's going to be in the movie so far, the one that really clicks to me is the Badoons. And the reason why is because all I've seen so far are male aliens or whatever. No female counterparts, just male ones. And the Badoon are known in the Marvel Universe as the males and females are like separated. And the males are conquering folk, basically. While the women are all peaceful. So, that's what hits me. But interesting things to point out. They are purple-ish, kind of. They are not green at all. The the scrolls are green. Same thing with the Kree. The Kree are pretty much also green. They are not purple. These are purple-ish creatures. It seems like 3 toes, and it seems like opposable thumbs. Obviously, they have some degree of technology. As well, not they don't need degree, but obviously they have some knowledge of warfare, as they do have um, battle armor in their own way on. And it seems like there's like a green orbish thing in their chest or something. So just keeping that in mind. Also, one reason I think these are one of the 9 realm creatures. Look at what they're wearing. This is very not futuristic tech or anything like that. This is very like kind of old-fashioned fighting outfits and everything. And also they were carrying swords in the trailer, not laser guns, something like that. Swords. So it's another thing to point out. These are not futuristic aliens that would have like laser guns and everything like the Skrull and Kree have. These are more barbaric creatures which do close up fighting with hand to hand or something like that. So I thought that'd be a good thing to point out, as people are saying that these are like Skrull and Kree and all this other stuff, when there's various reasons that this is not. But then again, it's my opinion. I'm just trying to break it down as well as I can. So if you find something interesting on this picture or any other pictures, again, please comment below. Hello, so this next picture is of the Hulk, and I feel like it was worth pointing out because, well, in the trailer at least, it shows him basically running through or out of a building that he might have been in or thrown in or whatever. Obviously, he's not happy. You could probably see in his facial expression here that he's kind of pissed. But when he leaps into the air and he hits one of like the UFO things, and then he like swats down another one, crashing it. And I'm assuming he crashes down the other one he hit. But yeah, there's few reasons why this is a kind of important picture. A few people have pointed out that Hulk doesn't look as muscular as he was in the Incredible Hulk movie that Edward Norton was in. The reason why I believe that is because it's been rumored that the Hulk in this will be controlled by Banner, or the Hulk and Banner will come to some mutual agreement that allows Banner like some control over the Hulk. And it's been known in comics that when the Hulk is under Banner's like control, so to speak, he's not as strong as he, usually is. An exception to that rule is the Worldbreaker Hulk, and the only reason I believe that, or from reading the comics, that he's like the strongest incarnation, is because it's not that Banner is controlling the Hulk, it's that Hulk and Banner are basically at the greatest mutual understanding and relationship with each other that they can be at. So in that way, Hulk can still be Hulk, but Banner is still in a way in there too. So they're like, that's when they're like the same person. But this is not that case. This is Banner over the Hulk, not Banner and Hulk together. So yeah, obviously he's not as muscular as he was in The Incredible Hulk. That also might be just because Mark Ruffalo did all the motion capture for the Hulk, which I do think is a very good idea. So, maybe that's just how it came out when they were doing the CG form, to kind of fit with Mark Ruffalo. And another interesting thing to point out, if you look at the buildings and everything, you can see there's projectiles, it seems, being shot at buildings and everything. You can see a building, it looks like getting hit by one. You can see maybe a few of the blasts or whatever shooting at buildings. You see some fires below, so obviously there's destruction going on. And another noteworthy thing I thought was interesting in this picture to kind of note, Hulk has bruises on him. It might be kind of hard to see, but if you look close enough, you can see Hulk has like some dust and everything on him, some bruises it looks like. So Hulk has actually taken a beating, it seems. So this is not just like Hulk fresh out of, you know, transforming or anything. This is Hulk already having been in battle and still fighting. So I thought there was a few interesting points to, point out. And moving on to the next picture now. Okay, so this next picture is of Chris Evans, or Captain America in the film. And this is a scene where he's wrapping his hands. Obviously, he was punching, or I guess in that case he'd be unwrapping, or he's getting ready to re-punch or start boxing again at the punching bag that was shown in the later part of Captain America, like much later part, like right next to the ending credits, basically. And I think this is the beginning of the film, as it has been said by the director, most of the film will be in Captain America's point of view. So I believe this is like the beginning and everything. Nick Fury is kind of like talking to him about leading the Avengers or something like that, as Captain America traditionally leads them. And I think this is a scene where all that kind of transitioned. And I found this important because, well, one, that reason, but also this is like kind of the bridging gap between the Captain America film and Avengers film. Like, this is a true scene that really overlaps, because not only is it at the same location and everything, but it kind of resumes off where Captain America was ending at and Avengers is possibly beginning at. So that's why I found it interesting. Also, another thing to note, in this scene, I believe Nick Fury was holding a file. I think this is a file on kind of either all the Avengers members or the threat coming up. As Chris Evans, you look at him, yes, he looks tired, obviously, but he kind of has like a worried look to his face. So I do believe Nick Fury might be kind of telling him a little bit about what's possibly coming and everything. So Chris Evans might be like, oh, snap. Because in the trailer, I do believe Nick Fury's like, a lot of things have changed, and then Captain America's like, well, I don't think anything could surprise me. So, yeah, that's just my take on it. Okay, so this picture is of Iron Man, aka Tony Stark, and there's a few interesting things to note about this. One, I do believe this is in like the first half of the film, as he's wearing the Mark 6 armor with the triangular chest plate. So that's one thing to like note there. But also his armor and the location surrounding him is damaged. And I would like to believe that this is either a fight with Captain America, fight with Thor, or a fight with Hulk. And I will tell you the 3 reasons why I think it's a fight between those, 3 characters, so to speak. One, I think it's a fight with Captain America, as Captain America's shield is possibly one of the only things that can really pierce his armor, as I do believe his armor is made out of a vibranium or adamantium alloy of some sorts, in the comic books at least. I don't know if it's in the film, but in the comic books I do believe that's what makes his armor. But then again, I kind of want to disprove that theory, as it looks like there are burn marks of some sort. Which leads into my next theory, which is Thor. The reason is because Thor could possibly have sent like a lightning strike of some sort, energy blast, at Iron Man, which could possibly be why there's like kind of like fire / burn heat marks on his armor and the location around him. But a thing to notice is that they're very kind of small hits, but then again, if you look at the blast radius around him, or the area around him, there's a damaged tree, a few areas are obviously damaged, a little fire going on. So this isn't just aimed at him, this is hitting a larger area as well. So I thought that'd be interesting to note. And also possibly the fact that we might be dealing with here, like, maybe they find a rogue villain with like a rogue alien or something like that, with one of the laser beams, which I'll get to later, and it's shooting at him, which could explain about how it's so like a small mark and everything on his armor. But that also could be via a swipe of Thor's hammer as well. So those are all theories. And leading to my last one, which is of Hulk. The reason why I think Hulk is very possible is because at the end of the Incredible Hulk, Banner isolated himself in the wilderness, pretty much. And this is obviously the wilderness is where the scene is. So it could be when he like kind of went to the Hulk after talking to General Ross, possibly, to kind of like recruit Banner and everything. But then again, I really doubt it is, because in the original trailer, when it kind of showed like Banner walking into like the conference room, it seemed, with Tony Stark and the other Avengers in there for like a briefing, that seemed to be like the first time Tony Stark and Bruce Banner met. But maybe it isn't. I don't know. But actually, the more I think about it, I do believe this must be kind of maybe they run into one of the aliens or something, as this is pretty advanced tech if it's doing this type of damage to the Iron Man armor with these type of marks. Like, these are kind of marks that like Whiplash gave Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and stuff. So this is not this cheap tech. This is either some pretty fancy, powerful stuff here. So yeah, I just thought that'd be something to note. And one more thing actually I would like to note about this picture. If you look closely at it, like I'm talking about closely at the detailing and everything here, this might be how Iron Man decides to make the Mark 7 armor. When you think about it, yeah, like I could see him fighting one of the aliens or something, or one of the portal creatures or whatever, and it does this much damage to his armor. He analyzes it, and then he makes some Mark 7 armor, which is more improved in, made to fight this, or made to combat this type of threat. So, I just thought about that, and that might be, kind of like what's going on here, or what happens after this scene. So, yeah, that's my theory on that picture. Alright, so this picture right here is one I can really dig into, so to speak, and that is basically Captain America jumping over a bus, it seems, to get away from a laser beam. And I feel like this is connected to the Iron Man image where he's shooting at like the UFOs and like the portal and stuff I talked about. And I feel like this is the beam coming from the portal. And actually, I'm gonna look at the picture again. That could be like this one though. I feel it's most likely from one of the UFOs itself, as it's more of a purplish blue look to it. And it actually reminds me of the repulsors quite a bit. And actually, no, it actually reminds me of the cosmic cubes, kind of like energy, so to speak. Just by like the look and tint of it. And if you've seen Captain America, you might understand what I'm talking about. But yes, another thing interesting to notice, this thing is not anything to joke around with. If you look at it, just a small beam, it's creating all this destruction behind Captain America. So I don't blame him for running away from it and jumping over a bus. But another thing that I think you should note about this scene is that this beam is obviously it's not a. This actually I do think is from UFO, as the beam is moving in the trailer. Like you see the beam, moving towards Captain America. So I do think it's from one of them, which is another reason why I think that this is a total separate shot from the shot of the other creatures or aliens that I was talking about earlier, because those creatures kind of just had like swords and everything, and they didn't seem that advanced in technology. But this is obviously very advanced tech right here. So I do believe that this is the real alien threat they're fighting right now, not Loki's army. Is Loki did say they have an army? I don't think this is Loki's army. I think this might possibly be Loki's army, but like a different army, not the probably frontline soldiers he sends out with the not so advanced tech, but this is the main course, you know what I mean. So that's my take on it. And Yeah, it seems like it's shooting through the bridge as well. So, yeah, I would not want to get hit by this. So, yeah. Moving on to the next and final picture, which is the money shot now. So, if you haven't, click on the one with all the Avengers in that one shot. Okay, everybody, this right here is what I consider one of the money shots. You got Cap, Black Widow, Thor. You can tell it's Thor by his cape. Hawkeye behind him. You can tell because he has the bow and he's obviously in the archer pose, ready to shoot. You have Hulk and then Iron Man. A few things to note here. I feel like the big alien threat or whatever is about to attack. One reason, if it hasn't already, and like let's say a big version, I actually feel like this might be the sea monster scene or Leviathan, whatever. I think this is the scene where it comes out, because here you got Iron Man, Mark 7 armor, Captain America. Obviously he has been in a fight already. His shield has some damage on it. So does his suit. He looks worried. Yeah, Black Widow looking all like she's trying to analyze the situation, come up with a plan, I believe. And also she has a gun close up to her, as if she's ready to like shoot right there, like split second. Then you also got Thor. You can't really see what he's doing here, but he actually has his hammer up in his hands, like he's ready to just like wham at somebody, beat the crap out of them with it. And then you have Hawkeye with its arrow pulled back. And if you know archery, you never pull back your arrow when it's attached to your bow in the knob thing unless you're ready to shoot. So obviously the enemy, whoever it is, if it's surrounding them or not, is coming at them. And then you have Hulk behind, being Hulk, looking like he's pissed at the world. And Iron Man, who seems to be looking at the sky from where his head is positioned. And yeah, so he looks like he's possibly preparing to fly. And I do actually believe this is the scene before the one in the first picture, if you went by chronological order that I had them ordered, where Iron Man's like shown in the Mark 7 suit as well, shooting at the UFOs and everything with the portal above. I think this might be like the scene before that, because he's wearing the same armor, and it's kind of like the same area, but you never know. That's just my take on the scene. But obviously there's damage to the city you can see around, and interesting fact, this is not the beginning of the movie or beginning of the fight. This is like middle/end of the fight, I'm guessing, because the city is obviously evacuated. There's nobody around besides the Avengers here. So that's also another thing to kind of notice. And yeah, that's my take. But yeah, so to everybody who made it to the end of this video, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. I have the links up on this picture/image in the video right now. And if you have some other comic book fans that you know of, kind of like tell them about the channel and stuff. Try and get the message around, because I love all the views I get and stuff, but I don't really have I don't feel like I have viewers that are really like responsive. Like I don't really get any comments and all this other stuff. So that like I would like to have videos. I like having the kind of feedback and everything that lets me know people are watching the videos, and the points I'm making are being noticed, and if I'm wrong, I like to know I'm wrong, so obviously I can know the right stuff. So it's just like stuff like that. And people on comicbookmovie.com watching this, thank you for watching it. I know it's a very long video, but there's a lot of information in these pictures. So again, thanks for watching. Please click on the clickouts in this video, and have a nice day.